Mekanda 1, Mekanda 2, Mekanda 3. 合体メカンダマックスが合体メカンダロボに無敵の命の火を灯すトライアタックメカンダロボ
What is up, guys? So here we are with this outstanding, beautiful specimen of 1977, made by Bullmark. This is Makenna Robo Jumbo Machinder, guys. So very, very scarce toy, very popular in the Philippines, and still very popular in Japan. Very sought after toy. So here we are, guys, doing a toy review of this beautiful piece, Makenna Robo. So let's get started. You know, this toy was made in 1977 by Bullmark. Now, this is one out of two jumbos they've made. The other one being Batting Game. So it's a game, but it had a jumbo, kaiju in the game. So they, it's still a very collectible toy that they made. And then this one was the second one that they made, was Makenna Robo. Really, really nice jumbo. Let's talk about the color scheme. Very nice color scheme here, guys. We're talking about the nice red here with the nice, let me get it closer for you guys, with this very great looking yellow striped piece. And then we got the leg shields at dark blue leg shields there, guys. So really nice. And it did come with wheels, of course, like every other jumbo. Now there's some jumbos that don't have wheels, but this one did come with wheels. And of course you have this nice leg piece here, and of course a really awesome orange with blue pieces that come outside of the shield. So the ass whooping shields there. And then we got this blue, we got this very nice baby blue legging, or not legging, but legs. And then we got this really awesome blue in the inside as well. So it's like it's what makes this unique. Is so different compared to the other jumbos. The color scheme is so different compared to the other ones. The other ones are pretty basic. They're the same color, or two different colors. But this one has colors of all kinds. We have orange, we got red, we got blue, we got dark orange, we got yellow. What else do we have? Orange. So the color scheme is so insane, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful piece. And then we got the Gallic gun here with the spinning movable mechanism there, and then we got the shields on the side as well. Let me get a close-up for you guys. There we go. And his face is just so nice. It doesn't have no emotion, which I like. When I first saw him, I couldn't believe how cool he looked compared to the other jumbos. So of course you got the missiles there as well, and of course the lettering, so still in great shape. So let's get back to the big picture there. So that was cool. What else? Bullmark, being a small company, wasn't able to produce too many Makenna Robos. So there's only a very limited quantity. I know for a fact that I think number 2 in the world that has 2 Makenna Robos. I was actually first until someone was able to find a second one just recently here in I forgot where it was. It was maybe about 6 hours away from here. Was able to find another Makenna Robo. So now he has 2 Makenna Robos, and we are the 2 people in the world that have 2. So it's crazy, right? The second one is actually at my house. I didn't bring it with me. I just thought I made a review of this very well-proportioned, original parts. This is all original. I was able to make this piece to so I want to say it's 99% original, except for this piece right there. We were able to fix it and put it back to the right place of being pretty much an original. It was cracked, so we were able to mold it back together and bring it back. So that is the head shield there, guys. So like I said, they didn't make too many of them. I think there's about 7 of us here in the US that has a Machinder Robo. I want to say 7 or 6. In Japan, I think there's about 6, 7, and then in the UK, there's only about maybe 3. I want to say 3 or 4 people might have them, but I'm not quite sure. I want to say 3 at tops. So in the US, there's a few collectors that did spend a lot of money to get one of these, but you know, there's a lot more collectors in Japan looking for this specific jumbo. So I'll get to the story in the background of that in a few minutes for you guys. So, you know, like I said, it's a well-proportioned presentation of Makenna Robo actually produced. There's a lot of Makenna Robos made, but they're not the same skin colors as the original. The thing is, it's close to the original, but it's not quite. There's still, no, I think it's missing a few colors. I think the head is, the color scheme out here is a green from what I remember. So like I said, it's pretty close to the original, cartoon. So like I said, there's other Makenna Robos, but they're just different colors, and you know there's missing parts that they didn't add to the toy to make it look like the cartoon. So this is pretty much the best you can get out there. So really cool. Number 6, I want to say it is about 26 inches tall. So it's taller than any other jumbo. The other ones are at 22 inches. This is at 26 inches. 26 inches. So about 4 inches more taller than any other jumbo. So really, really cool. You know, you can tell it doesn't fit in my display case because it's so massive. And it's just a really, really nice figure, and it's really bulky. So really big fella here. So he's pretty much the Cadillac of jumbos, I want to say, just because the way it's made, the weapons are way different. You know, most jumbos have a shooting fist. This guy has a Gatling gun here in the front, which you guys saw in the beginning of the video, and it has spinning shields, and of course shields on the legs. It's just so unique, way different compared to any other jumbo. So that's what makes it, I think, really, really rare compared to all the pieces that it has. It has so many pieces, guys, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. Which pieces are always missing. You know, it does seem to attract, like I said, a lot of collectors are always looking for this fella, especially the Philippines and Japan. A lot of the UK people still actually really look for this guy. And I had a few offers recently for the other one, but I didn't sell it just because I barely got it. And then this is my second one that I grabbed up maybe like a month, maybe a few weeks after I bought the one from the Philippines. And so here I am with another really nice condition Makenna Robo. The other one was actually really beat, and we brought it back to life, and we had to use some of these parts from this original to make those parts for the other one to make it close to the original. And actually, it's really, I wish I could show you guys. I wish I would have brought it with you guys. I wish I have brought it with me to show you guys, but you know, I didn't bring it. So here we are with this one. All right, so that's pretty much it on this side. So what actually makes him actually really rare is that Bullmark, the company, closed in 1977. It was the last toys produced before it closed down. You know, they went bankrupt, which kind of sucks. You know, such a great company, and you know, other companies like Bandai and other toy manufacturers were able to you know, maintain themselves and survive throughout the years and still make toys to this day. But Bullmark was one of those toys that didn't make it, and this is one of the last jumbos or toys made before they went out of you know, out of the company. They're pretty much, you know, they died out and they went bankrupt. So that's what makes this toy really rare. They weren't able to make so many because they didn't have that quite that kind of money to be making jumbo Machinders of Makenna Robo. So like I said, that's why I said that there weren't many produced, just because of the late release, and they went bankrupt that same year. So that's what makes this toy super obscure and so rare. So I have some really cool info. I talked to a lot of collectors throughout the months of trying to find why Makenna became so rare. and how were they, who sold them, what company, what stores were handling Makenna Robos and selling them, and there wasn't that many, guys, which is crazy, right? So I got all the info from a guy that worked at a really awesome toy store that saw a few Makenna Robos come in, and people bought them, and ever since they just never came back because they just didn't have them anymore. So I'll get you guys that really cool story, and I have it right here in my notebook, which I'm really stoked to show you guys and tell you guys about that. Let's get started. So here we go. So I knew someone worked at a toy store called Kimono My House Toy Store here in California. And it's in Emerville. He worked there for 8 years, which is great. And I mean, that's really, really cool back in the day. He ended up quitting the job because, he had to look for a higher paying job. I think like everybody does, they're always looking for a better job. So, but he was able to pick up a lot of these toys back in the day, and he was able to pick up a Makenna Robo. Now it didn't come in the box. What happened is they did buy and sell toys. So, people would bring toys back and they'll buy them, and they bought a Makenna Robo that wasn't with this box, but he bought it. He ended up keeping it for all these years, and to this day he still has it, and I know this guy really, really well. So the stores that all the Japan toys came from a guy in Hawaii that later went to Kimono My House store. So the toy store is called Kimono My House, which is really interesting. I thought it was something else until he told me it was a store, and I looked it up, and then yes, it was a toy store in California. So a lot of those toys, a lot of the Makendas and jumbos and die-cast figures came through a distributor in Hawaii. And this is the last thing that I know about is how they were mostly thrown away because he was so big and not as popular as other jumbo Machinders. And he was just, he is, like I said, guys, he is very, very massive. He is huge jumbo. And I believe back in the day they would throw him out. Same thing with Japan. They only kept a few cases from what I'm reading from one of the reviews that they wrote for me, which is really awesome. Only a few Makenna cases in Japan were kept, and the rest were sold wholesale to Hawaii and California distributors. So it's funny because I live in California, and I found them, I want to say not that far, maybe like about, I want to say 30 minutes away from me. Some guy posted it on a sale page, and he was getting all these offers, and I sent him a really great offer of $1,200. I think it would end up paying $1,400 because I got another jumbo, and here in California. And the story behind this is he got it from a guy that bought these toys for his kid, and he ended up keeping them. They kept them in a garage, and he ended up training for Hot Wheels, which were Hot Wheels red lines back in the day. And he ended up the guy that he ended up getting them from, he didn't even want them, but he just took them as a trade. He kept them in his garage for all these years. 10 years later, he pulls them out and puts them on online website that sells, toys, a lot of stuff. And some guy hit me up and said, hey, look this up. This guy's selling some toys, and I couldn't believe what he was holding was a Makenna Robo, which I'll show you guys an image in a few minutes. So there's the image, and it's crazy, right? So I ended Yes. So there's the image, and it's crazy, right? So I ended up picking them up. Now this is my third Makenna Robo. The last one I found came from this is my last one that I found. The one previous came from the Philippines. That guy bought it at a toy store, back in the 70s. In the 80s, and kept it and played it, and he beat it to death. He was pretty much parts. But I bought it for I think it was $2,300, and I brought him back to life. And to this day, he sits in my display case, well displayed. And actually, I ended up putting them for sale, and I'm keeping just this holy grail Makenna in my collection. So yeah, this is the more really pretty much complete. He is fully complete, honestly. Makenna Robo. And then the first one I found was here at a flea market in California for $8. And I didn't know he was a holy grail until down the road I was getting crazy offers. And now to this day, I collect jumbo Machinders because they're super awesome. They're really badass, and I love the way they look. And this is one of my significant pieces that means a lot because the first Mekanda Robo that I bought, I sold them for 43 or 4,400, and I put a down payment on my brand new car. And it just never left my mind. And I was like, hope one day I find him again. I keep him in my private collection. And here he is to this day. I found another one for $175, which was my last pickup. And hope you guys enjoyed this awesome review. And like I said, thanks again for, I can't remember his name, Karada. No, not Karada. What's his name? Barada? I think his name is Barada or Barudo. I can't remember his name, for the info of, how Makenna Robo came to distributors. He had all the info. He's been a collector for all these years, and he worked at the toy store seeing these come in and come out. And he said that there was they only received one case of 6 jumbo Machinders, Makenna Robos. And, over time they just, sold, and not knowing that he was going to become one of the rarest jumbo Machinders. So like I said, he is number 3 to number 4 rarest jumbo Machinders. There's other jumbo Machinders that are super, super rare, but he is in the top 5 for sure rarest jumbo Machinders, guys. And he is a very pricey toy. He can range from, in this condition, he can range from $8,000 to $10,000. I've seen them sold for that price, so I'm not just making up this price. I've seen them sell in private auctions, and I've seen him sell on eBay for that price. So like I said, it's a very rare figure, guys. It's not an easy one to get, and a lot of collectors are always looking out for them. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this outstanding toy review of Makenna Robos, and I hope you guys enjoyed this awesome story. And I hope you guys, end up finding one or buying one for a great price, and maybe this will provoke you to buy one. Just because it's such a beautiful, well-proportioned jumbo Machinder and a really nice jumbo. So, like I said, he's a really awesome jumbo and a Cadillac of all jumbo Machinders. Beautiful piece. And I'll get a close-up for you guys on his head. And there you guys go. Thanks for watching, guys.